Capricorn, this is your reading. Hi, welcome in. I'm Venusian alchemist, an intuitive modern mystic with over a decade of experience in this game. How you doing? How you're keeping? All that I ask is that you have discernment when receiving any message that comes from me when this video finds you. Sit back, relax. We'll keep it short, simple, to the point, with nothing but truth and clarity. I know that you have a lot going on in your agenda. All that I ask is that you spare 20 minutes of your time, and since you're already here, why not? This will apply to your sun and rising. And let me know where you're tuning in from. I want to know what kind of audience I'm reaching as well. So am I going global yet? Don't forget to like the video. Drop a comment for engagement, please, and consider subscribing for more timeless messages like this. And without further ado, I'm going to open your energy with the major arcana, just to see what's happening within and around you. Okay, let's see what's happening within and around Capricorn. For some reason, I'm sweating a lot. There's no reason for me to be sweating a lot. But this, yeah, I'm channeling your energy, and you're exerting your physical body too much. You may be working out more. You may have been more active this summer. I don't know. At the time that I'm recording this video, it is July the 30th, I think. So it is still summer. So maybe you've been more active this summer, taking care of your physical appearance and things like that. Yeah, I don't feel irritation as such. It's more like physically you're exerting a lot of effort here. Yeah, like my shoulders are locked. Let's see what's happening within and around Capricorn. Please, the moon. You're exerting your physical body because you're trying to suppress emotions here, Capricorn. Come on. Have we not evolved past this phase? The Wheel of Fortune. You're trying to focus on success here, in whatever way that may look like to you, whether that's to improve your physical body, your financial status, your way of living, lifestyle, habits, whatever the case may be. But subconsciously, there's some sort of emotion that you're not trying to process, Capricorn. Maybe you're trying to channel this emotion through physical activity, maybe to like tire you out or something. That could be the case as well. But this feels suppressive because the mermaid, she's drowning. You know, she's in a natural habitat. A mermaid is in a natural habitat, but she's drowning. So this tells me that subconsciously you're trying to drown a deeply rooted emotion here. And instead you're trying to focus on something tangible here. So like I said, could be your career, business, physical appearance, something here, something that you can touch is what I want to say. Okay. Something about the 18th of October is significant here. 16th, between the 16th and the 18th of October is significant here, depending on when you're watching this video. But yeah. If you're life path 1 or 9, I could be talking to you. Let's have a look. You're gonna have to excuse the background noise. My maid has just started cleaning. My maid has just started cleaning, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Let's see. 7 of Wands. Energy of defensiveness here. You're really not trying to deal with someone's emotions here. Either these are your emotions or someone else's emotions that you feel that they may be projecting onto you. Maybe they want you to take responsibility for how they're feeling, and you're like, nah, I ain't doing all that. I'm not taking responsibility for your emotions. This feels like, I'm sorry I made you feel that way, but like, you deal with that. That's how you feel. I'm not going to be taking on the burden or the responsibility of how you're feeling. That's what it feels like. Again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a good thing. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to deliver the energy. But that's what it feels like. So flip it where it needs to go. Yeah, Eight of Swords. Remember I mentioned at the very beginning of your reading that I felt like I was sweating a lot. And in my environment that I'm currently in, there's no reason for me to be sweating this much. Someone made you feel conscious about how you think, how you live your life, and also how you physically look. And you've decided to shut that out. You've decided to shut that out, but also working on improving whatever this physical thing is. Could also be a mindset, perhaps a belief that you have. Someone challenged you, you rejected it, but deep down you kind of know that they were right, kind of, but you're not willing to show them that they were sort of kind of right for challenging this way of thinking. And you're trying to improve it, but not letting them know that they were the reason to trigger this change that you're making now. Interesting. That's cool. Number 8 is significant here, showed up twice. So 8 and 8 is 16. I did say that between the 16th and 18th of October could be significant for someone here. That's a lot, Spirit. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. Let's start again. Tell me more. What's happening within and around Capricorn? 10 of Wands. 10 is also significant here. Let me show you. The Wheel of Fortune came out at the beginning of your reading. Now I've got the 10 of Wands. With great power comes great responsibility, blah, blah, blah. It looks like you could be looking to delegate something here. If you've come into some sort of wealth, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It looks like you're trying to share it equally. Something here feels too much for you to carry alone. What is this about, Spirit? What the hell is this? What is this? 1 second. Fell on the floor. The 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is money. You might have come into some sort of fortune financially. Could have been an inheritance. Could have been a bonus at work. I don't know. It's a substantial amount of money. Maybe a return on an investment. And now you either feel like you need to share it amongst siblings, friends, family, your partner, your children, I don't know. But also part of you feels like this just belongs to me. It belongs to just me. So I'm gonna take my wealth and leave. I'm gonna make use of it for myself. But there's someone here giving you pressure to share it. Could be a parent, could be a sibling, could be your own pressure to share amongst your children. Something like this. I don't know. It is a wish fulfillment. Okay, 9 of Cups is here. Tell me more, Spirit. This is very cryptic. Come on, give me more context than this, Spirit. What should Capricorn do? You already know what you're gonna do anyway. But let me see. What are they more likely to do regarding this situation? King of Cups. You're gonna pray over it. You're gonna end up leading with your emotions here, which is something that perhaps you may not have done ever, but you're willing to give it a try. You're willing to try and deal with this situation from an emotional lens. So you're going to decide depending on how you feel. This is unknown territory to you from what I can see, because I think at the beginning of the reading I did say that you were either suppressing an emotion here or rejecting the projection of someone's emotions here. But when it comes to whatever this financial situation is, in the end, after a long time thinking about this fortune, Because part of you wants to kind of just up and leave, okay? This is at the bottom of the deck, so it's subconsciously. This is the Six of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So part of you wants to just up and leave and disappear because, you know, you earned this. But also subconsciously you're thinking, I did have support with getting to this in some way, shape or form, and I kind of want to honor that. If we're not talking about money specifically, it could be that someone in the past exposed you to your own suppressed emotions, and part of you still feels like you want to run away from facing them, but deep down you know that you need to process them and release them. And in the end, it looks like you might want to thank the person that triggered this change, or gift them something as a way to show your gratitude, but in a way that it doesn't feel as sentimental. Okay. Let's see. 111, as I said that. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming. Yeah, so that's how you'll deal with this situation. Okay. What about love? Is there anything for love here? Love or career, I don't know. Because we looked at your emotional state and what's most likely to happen in the near future. Five of Pentacles and Page of Cups came out. You're not happy about your current living situation. You want to up and go. So perhaps you're waiting on this money to come in. Or perhaps you're waiting on the selling of a house or a car, or the sale of some sort of asset so you can make this transition. It's taking longer than what you'd imagined. And perhaps you're having to lean on someone else to help you hold the fort. This makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable because generally speaking, you don't like to lean on people. So this feels alien to you. But I think for the time being, you'll need to. So perhaps you're trying to process that as well. But yeah, there's something about your living situation you're incredibly unhappy about. Perhaps you want to move out of, you know, mom's house, dad's house. And you just need to continue saving up some more. What else? Perhaps you need to move out of your current house. 1 second, I'm gonna have to pause the video because it's getting too noisy. I'll come back. Okay, hopefully the noise isn't so bad. If it is, I apologize, but it can't be helped. So going back to your living situation, you want to up and leave. But it seems like you need to wait a little longer or rely on someone here, essentially, which makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable because the only option that you have to rely on doesn't seem to be reliable themselves. And this scares you immensely. Should they rely on them in the end, though? Because part of you wants to, but part of you thinks that they're not capable of helping you. I mean, can you judge them for that? Can you criticize someone like that? People can surprise you. Okay. Perhaps this person can fulfill you in ways that you didn't imagine that they could. But you're hesitant, and that makes total sense, especially if you've never had the opportunity or the chance, or you never allowed yourself to lean on someone so much or ever. Should they lean on this Page of Cups? You need to give yourself some more grace, Capricorn, okay? Five of Swords. You're still thinking about it. It's still 50-50. It's still 50-50. Well, pray on it, Capricorn. And if all else fails, weigh the pros and cons and make a logical decision based on the pros and cons of leaning on this person, because in the end you will be fine with the Wheel of Fortune. You will be fine, but perhaps you may have to do something very scary for this lucky streak or this opportunity to come along, which could potentially be to rely on this person, whether it be emotionally or, you know, open yourself up to them. Perhaps have an open and candid conversation with a family member or whoever it is that you live with about how unhappy you are about your current living situation. I don't see anything about illness here as such, but if we're talking about health as well, seek help, okay? Seek help, have a candid conversation with your doctor about what's really going on. Because they may surprise you, okay? They might offer you a different approach to healing this health-related ailment that you may be having, okay? Anything else for Capricorn, please, before we close this out? What about love? Because nothing showed up for like romantic connections or nothing. Not really that I can see. Ace of Wands. Trust yourself, most importantly. Trust your spirit team. If you can't trust anyone in the 3D, trust your spirit team. They can see things that you can't see. And also, don't second guess your feelings. Don't second guess your gut instinct. If something feels off, lead with that. If something feels right, lead with that, okay? You need to be more in tune with yourself. And in order for us to be more in tune with ourselves, we really need to be open to being exposed to every type of emotion. So don't bottle things up. Don't tell the other person what they want to hear. Speak how you feel, truly. You expect honesty from everyone around you, right? Be honest with yourself too. If you need help, say you need help. If you're not doing well, if something makes you uncomfortable, let it be known. That's okay. That's okay. And yes, it's scary. Because more often than not, I can see that you are the pillar for your friendship group, for your romantic relationship, for your household. But who looks after you? Who gives you a glass of water when you're sick in bed? Who goes to doctor's appointments with you? Who helped you overcome the grief of your parent when they passed? Who was there for you? Because you're there for everyone else, but who's there for you? And don't say, no, I'm here for myself because I know myself. Everyone needs everyone, Capricorn. Everybody needs everybody, okay? Even the strongest soldiers need someone to rely on, okay? And with that said, yeah, that concludes your reading. 9 of Cups showed up again. So in the end, if you follow your emotions, you will be okay. And with that said, Capricorn, that concludes your reading. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. Like, comment, share the videos, consider subscribing for more timeless messages like this. If you want to learn more about me, what I do, my services, read my blog, check out my book, all of the good stuff, check the description below. And until next time, stay immensely blessed. Bye.